All right, let's continue. Let's continue. If you have some question to that funny guy that was before me, he is still here. Make sure you have asking all the question to him. I'm saying that you're still here, so everybody will come and ask the question after my presentation. Yeah, so let's continue. This will be the last one for today, and then after it, that will be a lottery, a raffle. But just before it, I will try to make a quick update about the dude. Do you know what is the dude? Have you ever used it? Okay, so maybe then some things that you will see here will be valuable for you. I will not speak about very advanced thing. I will speak about in general what is new in new dude and what we are planning to do this year, next year with that program. So first of all, what is it dude? For those who don't know, it is one of the most powerful network monitors that is available, and the main thing about the dude that it is free. Now maybe we made it a little bit more difficult free like it was before. Before it was completely free. Now you need a router board device to run the dude server. So it is free, you don't need to pay anything, but you need to have MikroTik router as device. And at the moment, the dude runs on all CCRs, on x86 and CHR, as well 3011. And on that new one, that new hex, it also has support for the dude server. So you can use all the devices to run the dude server. Dude client is still available on Windows, so you can run it on Windows. And just like maybe 1 week ago or something like that, we made also support for like maps and everything to do the configuration from the Winbox and webfig, so you can view the maps of the dude from web interface, for example, and so on. But for the server, you will need to have MikroTik routers in your device. So we started to making dude at 2006, like 10 years before, and then at some point we stopped the development, and when we decided to go back, the main problem for us was that Windows server that was not like how we can control it. For us it was very difficult to control all the things. That's why we now decided to switch server to the router OS, as we control everything what is going on in the router OS, and for us it's much easier to control and do all the things for the dude from router OS itself. That's why we decided to integrate it to router OS package, and in that way we believe that it will be very good for us to handle all the load that you get from that monitoring device. So the most important thing that now you have dude a separate package, and it is available for different routers devices. So like I said, the server you have all CCRs, CHR, x86, router board 3011 and hex. For the client it is Windows. We removed at the moment that language support. It is in English only. Previously we had like support for different language, but at the moment we have removed it. And here is Nova, but as I said, we are slightly adding all necessary features to the web, so you can control and manage everything from the web client. At the moment you can view the map, change all the notification and everything, but the last thing that is remaining to support from the web is moving and controlling the network map of your devices from the web. So The next thing that is changed for the dudes, so now it is dude server management is done by RouterOS user. So you need to create or you need to modify your existing user and make sure it has dude service enabled. So if you have multiply users on your RouterOS device, you can set one group or different groups with the dude policy, and then that user will be able to log into the dude, and it will be the same username here. And we as well changed the port, and dude client uses the same port as the Winbox. It is A291 for the plain and secure mode. And once you enter your login name and password, you can log into the dude and do whatever is required. So, and that server control now it is only available from the console, and actually there is nothing too much that you can do. You can just enable the dude server or disable it, and you can specify the directory where dude will store all the data. So this is this is a very important thing, as you can run dude on router boards, but not many router boards has too much space available on a disk. So consider if you have like 5,000 device network, maybe router board disk with 100 megabits will not be enough at some point. So they could be different things. You can use USB, you can use x86, or you can use CHR with bigger space available. So make sure that you don't run into the problem with the disk storage for your dude server. About the port, I told you. So at the moment we are fixing all the reported issues that we got for like 3 years or 4, and I think most of them we already fixed. There are still few of them left, and we are adding all new features with every new version. We are adding different changes. As well, we have different visions how we want to make the dude useful for you. So as I said, the main idea for us is to do everything from the web interface, and then we have ideas to implement different routers features like Capsman together to get some more from the existing network monitoring, to make it like join monitoring with the management. So some very interesting features about this will come and will be available very soon. And if you are using the dude, I would suggest you to look closely on the changelog. And in forum we have special topic for the dude where we like communicating with the users about all the features that are added. And if you have some good suggestion in mind, you're also welcome to join there and suggest us maybe some things that we don't like, we didn't add or we are not considered yet. So in the MikroTik forum there is a dude section. Come there and suggest if you have anything in mind. So I will have some short demo. I will run the dude on my laptop, and I will show you how to do and manage different things. So the first thing that how to install the dude server. So for the CCR and Hex devices, there is no dude package by default enabled on router board. That's why you need to download it. So if you're interested in dude server, you need to go to our download page, select correct package, use drag and drop, and by system reboot you got it here. but as no. But as our CSR was participating in that Christmas tree, I will use CHR on my laptop, and I will run Dude from my laptop. As I was explaining in my first presentation, that you can get CHR on different virtual environment platforms, and I'm using VirtualBox for it. As I don't know, I just like it better, so I will run MikroTik RouterOS on it. Here's my MikroTik RouterOS that is running on my laptop. Oh well. Okay, maybe not a good idea. Anyway, so this is my MikroTik RouterOS on laptop. I will set the identity. Dude. If you are interested in how you can like make that VirtualBox image on laptop, I think I don't need to explain too much, but you can create new instance, configure all necessary things, select the image file that you downloaded from MikroTik.com, and like in a few seconds you can get RouterOS running. So I want to connect to my Dude server. So first of all, I need to check what is configured for it. So I run Dude print. So server is enabled. Data directory is set it by default to the Dude, and the status is running. So the Dude server is running on my device. So I will try to run Dude client. Yes, by the way, I'm using Mac and I can run Winbox and Dude exe from Mac too. So as we had some question how it is possible to run everything from Mac, I'm using Brew and Wine. For me it works fine. I don't like that big DMG, Winbox DMG, that is like 400 megabits big. For me, like it is much easier to run it in that way. So I run the Dude client. I need to check what is the IP address on my device. So it is 880104. So I'll connect. I'm connected. So this is the main interface of the Dude, and this is a map where you can add the devices that you want to monitor. And if you have a big network that like you are administering, you can also run a discover, and you can scan like up to 100 networks in front of you. So if you want that some ISP might block you or limit, you can select this as big as you like, but for example, you want to scan like 5 networks in front of you, you select here, like put here carsey hop 5, select the network that you want to add, and once you will run the discovery, the Dude will add all the devices that it found and put it on the map. But here I know that we have only few routers. I will add the device manually. So I will add our default gateway. And Here it will ask me for username and password. To monitor like device by availability of services, like by ping SSH telnet, I don't need to enter my username and password. But if you like to get some more information from your router, you can make the dude user that has access only to the dude service and put the name here, and later on it will add you more things that you can monitor. And in the dude you can add the commands that allows you to run, for example, router's commands, and by that, for example, you can make specific custom props and monitor, for instance, number of wireless clients, or uptime, or how many port on the switch goes down or goes up. So all the information that you can get from router as commands, you can later get on your device here. So I will enter my password. Hopefully you didn't put keylogger on my laptop. So I will add the device, and the next menu is like services what I want to monitor. So by default it will be some specific set of services, but you can specify what kind of service you want to monitor, and you can make your own services here. For example, if you have one of the example, if you have some installation with a solar power, or maybe okay for Netherlands solar power. Anyway, if you have some installation, some specific router, and you want to monitor specific service by SNMP, like for example, for solar power it will be volts, and you can add your own custom probe that will query the router, and if for example this go below a specific value, it will display that service is down, and you can get a notification. And notifications also can be done in different ways. One of the ways that it will make sound like we on your monitored device, but or Christmas tree, yes, when somebody enters some interesting specific state. But also you can set up email notification, SMS notification. You can if you want to be buggered at night that some of your service is down, you can set up SMS notification, and when it's down you will receive a notification. And once you finish, it will appear here, and when it's green it means that all the services that you configured are up for that device. And the next thing, so in the settings you can see different options, and one of the more important is outages. So it will display all the outages for the services that you had. So if you had ping down for 10 seconds, so okay, 10 seconds, no, for 10 minutes, then it will be here, and you will be able to track it down later. But as well, like now we have a blank map, but you can also put here your custom map, and you can put the router in that way that they are in nature. As well, we like considering about integrating some maps like Google Maps or something like that here, so you can easily put your devices to the actual place where they're located. So the next thing that you can monitor by the dude is that with enabled SNMP you can get some more information. So let me enable SNMP on that default gateway, so we can view some other services. So this is our default gateway. I will enable SNMP. I will enable SNMP, and then I can get all the values from my router by SNMP, and once the dude will query my router, I as well will get a default option. By default, we display like percentage of CPU and the disk here, but we can start adding our own OIDs, so our own SNMP OIDs. For example, if I want like to see what router's version is running on my device right away, I can modify the appearance, and here on that window I can type down the following things. So I know that the router's version has such SNMP OID in SNMP, and I added here, and I see that it's 6.37.1, and by that I can like get quick information what is the version on the device. And as I said, you see that it displays by default also an information about CPU, memory, and disk. As well by default you can get some information by SNMP here, like interfaces you have, like queues, the HTTP leases, not read it yet. And as I said, that you can run router OS command. So one option that you can run, so let's go here, write system resource get uptime. Okay. So this is uptime, and I also can add such command to my duty monitoring. In the same way, I go here in appearance, and I pass such option like I write router as command, and by doing that, and I think I'm missing that one. Okay, now then it's TV. Damn. So the uptime router as command. What? So the thing that it currently lacks is the checking that syntax, as you see, but once you add it properly, it will display the uptime on your router, and you can get the uptime. By the same way, you can get different commands. For example, if it is wireless access point, or for example it is capsman, by the now you can at the moment run the same commands. For instance, if you are interested in a number of clients for the specific interface, so you can in the same way add like capsman registration table print. So if I know that in my capsman I got 5 gigahertz on a cap 2, or in the cap 2 and cap 4, I can display that number of clients also on my interface. And the way how you can use it and how you can add all the things that you want to see there, it's like only your imagination where you end. So you can put all necessary information there, and you can monitor in that way the device. And as I told, based on that, you can run and handle your network in very advanced ways. As by ourselves, we are running Dude on all our networks, and our networks sometimes are very small on comparing on that we see that our clients are sending to us. So that's why I told you that for us it will be very valuable if you will send your suggestions, because definitely there are things that we are not able like to handle and imagine that you run by you in your networks. That's why if you have any suggestions for the future development, you can come to me during that informal communication, or write to us to support@mikrotik.com, or at least if you are afraid to write, go to forum and post your suggestions there. And hopefully by the end of some time we will be able to make that program more usable for you, and it will be useful for all of us. So it was just like I said, short thing that I want to show you, and if you have any questions about it, so you can ask. Yes.
What's the biggest network that the Discovery tool run over?
The biggest network what Discovery, you mean how much can I get? It can, there is no limit for the devices.
Yeah, but what have you done?
The limit for hops is 100. The limit of the devices, in our Dude we have like maybe like under 1,000, but some customers are sending to us the Dude that like have more than 1 gigabit of disk space, and it's more than 10,000 devices. And sometimes we are not aware how people can manage that the network that big, and yeah, the Dude works for them. So as we are simulating in all our networks, we don't have any issues with like 10,000 devices. But yes, there might be like issues for the traffic, as you should understand that if you have like 10,000 devices, it also will produce a lot of traffic, and maybe if you will monitor all the services and all the reports, it will take some bandwidth.
One thing we had with the old Dude, but I'm speaking like
with the, yeah.
6 years ago now, when we released it on the wireless Belgium network, it first of all it crashed the network. That was probably the old version because it was doing all those SNMP queries.
Yeah.
And what you get on a big network, there's like I don't know 2,000, 3,000 wireless links in the network. Not all of them are optimum in connectivity and in latency. And when the latency goes up, for example, there's disturbance on a link. The latency goes up. The dude tries monitoring the devices, tries asking SNMP queries, I don't know, whatever queries, and because the links drop sometimes and they're not stable, it will cause the device to actually have trouble managing the polling of the dude. That's where we had issues where the network actually went down, the largest part of the network, because we were scanning it with the dude.
The old dude was kinda aggressive when some packets were lost, and it was like asking in aggressive way that especially for example, okay, it was wireless, but for BGP router with multiple routes and routes all changing all the time, and you doesn't get all the information. It was asking in aggressive way for the information. We hope that now it should be fixed. Yes, we can test. Yes. For the server itself, about the memory requirements, it depends on the size of network.
Because you have the x86 image, but today it's still limited to 2 gigabit.
If you run CHR, you can get 16 gigabit of RAM.
But not everybody wants to run a VM image.
Yes, but for x86 at the moment we don't have plans to increase that, but for most of networks 2 gigabyte of RAM should be enough.
What is the reason that you decided to have CHR, which does support it, and x86, which doesn't support high memory? What's the reason? Because to me it looks kind of almost the same. Base kernel should be
Yes, but from our point of view, we don't see too much reasons why you need 16 gigabyte of RAM on x86 routers.
bare metal router with BGP feeds.
Yes, but for BGP feeds, how many of them do you have? Just one?
More
3?
like for example, if you have 4 or 5.
5?
Because CCR
Yes.
is not capable of handling one.
But for 5 feeds, you don't need 16 gigabyte of RAM.
Just an example.
For 5 feeds, it should be like 500 megabits of RAM. So,
Okay.
and all another RAM, it should be free and left.
Isn't the technical reason why it's not extended on x86 because it's still too big?
It is more political reason.
For RS485, do you have anything that will the dude can get into monitor RS485?
Uh,
Typically for UPSs and that sort of thing?
Serial? Serial? Yeah.
Because your MikroTiks with the USB port,
Yes.
connect them to RS485, and then you can actually pull those serial ports on the MikroTik and bring them back to the dude.
How do you poll? You can like, I mean, you are checking something by the command, or you're checking how?
I'm not sure of the details.
So, as I'm told you, if it is, if you get some status by router's command, you can put it somewhere in the router's command, the router's function, and then even run service on it if you need.
There's no router as command to send something to a serial port. Unfortunately, we have tried.
You can try serial serial terminal. I mean, like you can send no, like you mean you can send to specific port talent connection, and it will send to serial something.
Yeah, but if you want to run a script command on a router board that has a serial port, you cannot send
Any more questions? Yes. No. Yes.